evening, everybody, and thank you for staying with us. Our top story today continues to evolve at a rapid pace, capturing the attention of communities far and wide. What started as a single report has now grown into a whirlwind of conversation, social media buzz, and public concern. And now, everyone seems to have their own opinion. Now we go live to Miss Linda, who's currently on the scene to speak with some locals about this rapidly spreading news. Linda, what can you tell us?
Thank you for having me from the studio. I'm here to interview people asking about their opinion about fake news. Let's hear what they have to say. I'm with local citizen. Hi Miss, do you mind introduce yourself?
Oh, sure. My name is Anis Arina.
So, what do you think about fake news?
I think it is dangerous
Why do you think so?
because during the pandemic, some people believe fake news about the vaccine and it made people very scared.
Do you believe what you see online?
Yeah, only if it comes from the trusted website. And for now, I always do the double check before sharing it to anyone.
Okay, thanks for sharing with us. Moving on, we out here asking more local citizens about their opinion on fake news. Hi, can I ask you about fake news and can you introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Adriana, and sure, honestly, I think fake news is a big problem for my generation.
Why do you think so?
It is because we use internet all the time, and it's hard to know what's true.
Have you ever believed something online and it's turned out to be fake?
Yes, a few times. I once saw a post saying a celebrity died, but it wasn't true. Now I always double check before I believe anything.
How do you check it?
I use Google to search for the same story from the other news sites. If it's only on one site or sounds crazy, it's probably fake.
Thanks for sharing with us. Now, let's move on to another local citizen. Okay, we're here with our last local citizen. I'm gonna ask her about her opinion on fake news. Hi Miss, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Sabrina.
So, what do you think about fake news? Do you think it's a big problem?
Yes, definitely. Recently, I saw a lot of fake news on social media, and I believe a lot of people trust it without knowing the truth.
So, have you ever shared something online and later you found out that it wasn't true?
Yes, once. So, after this, I try to make sure that it's not gonna be happening again.
That's good to hear. Thank you so much for sharing with us. Alright, that's all for today. Now we're gonna go back to Farah Hanani at the studio.
Alright, thank you very much, Linda, for sharing those insights with our loyal audience. Now, let's delve deeper into the issue of fake news, what it really means, its definition, the consequences it carries, and what can be done to address this growing concern. Arina, you may start.
Do you know about issue of fake news that has been affecting Malaysia in recent years? Fake news refers to false or misleading information presented as news, often created to influence public opinion, provoke fear, or gain attention online. It can appear in many forms such as misleading headline clickbait, made-up stories, people pretending to be real news website or reporter, or even satire that has the potential to be confused as an actual news story. The purpose of fake news is not always the same. It may be to make money through advertisement clicks, influence politics, damage reputation, or create confusion in society. In Malaysia, fake news is a serious concern. According to the Malaysian Communication and Multimedia Commission (MCMC), over 6,000 fake news reports were received in 2023. In fact, a study by Statista found about 86% of Malaysians had seen fake news online, and it makes Malaysia one of the highest rates in Southeast Asia. One clear example was during the COVID-19 pandemic. Fake messages on WhatsApp, Facebook, and other platforms claimed that drinking hot water could kill the virus or that vaccine had microchip. Some said traditional herb could cure the virus. Since the messages looked like they came from the health expert, many believed and shared them without checking. This caused public fear, vaccine hesitancy, and confusion, making it harder for the government to control the pandemic. Fake news is not only misleading, but also dangerous when it affects public behavior or reputation. So, it is important to apply critical thinking to detect, reduce, and educate people about fake news, so the society can be better informed and protected.
During the early stages of Malaysia's battle with the COVID-19 pandemic, a wave of fake news spread across social media platforms such as WhatsApp and Facebook. These messages falsely claimed that the government was planning a total lockdown, with the military taking control of enforcement according to the rumors. Citizens would be confined to their homes with strict limitation on outings, and supermarkets would be completely shut down. These false claims triggered a wave of panic among the public. Many Malaysians rushed to supermarkets in fear of shortage, resulting in panic buying, long queues, and temporary shortage of basic necessities like rice, cooking, oil, and canned goods. This also caused significant traffic congestion in urban areas, compounding the anxiety. As the misinformation spread rapidly, largely unverified, the government stepped in to respond. The Ministry of Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs issued immediate denials, assuring the public that essential service, including supermarkets, would remain open under the Movement Control Order (MCO). At the same time, the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission, together with the Royal Malaysia Police (PDRM), launched investigation into those spreading the false news. By March 22, 2020, 42 cases of COVID-19 related misinformation, with several individuals facing false prosecution.
Malaysia is investigating 27 people for allegedly spreading fake news about the COVID-19 virus. 4 have already been charged in court, and another 4 are expected to be charged soon. There's no detail on the misinformation they're accused of spreading. Authorities warn there are plans for a broader crackdown.
Legal measures were enforced under Section 505 of the Penal Code, which covers statements likely to cause public mischief, and Section 233 of the Communications and Multimedia Act 1998, which prohibits the misuse of communication networks. This incident highlights several key lessons: the urgent need for media literacy to help citizens verify information, the importance of swift and transparent communication from authorities to reduce fear, and the necessity of legal action to deter the spread of harmful false information.
In today's digital age where information spread rapidly, fake news has become a serious problem and affecting individuals and society as a whole. A research study from Massachusetts Institute of Technology, or MIT, revealed that false news spread much faster and further than true news on social media platforms. The study found that false news stories are 70% more likely to be retweeted than true ones. What's even more troubling is that humans with the misprisions of fake news. When individuals encounter fake news, they are often driven by emotions like shock, fear, or anger, making them more likely to share it without verification. This misinformation can influence people's beliefs, decisions, and even voting behavior. It's a growing challenge as many individuals may not realize they are being misled by these false stories. Now, let's look at the broader impact of fake news on society. Fake news is not just affecting individuals, it causes significant harm to society. It divides communities, deepens political and social polarizations, and weakens trust in institutions. Research by the Council of Europe shows that fake news can fuel extremism, promote hate speech, and undermine democracy. The consequences can be serious, as we have seen in events like the Pizzagate conspiracy, which led to violence, and the spread of COVID-19 misinformation, which resulted in vaccine hesitancy. The spread of fake news not only harms public opinion but also disrupts how society functions, and it erodes trust in democratic process and weakens social bonds.
Today, I'll be talking about something that may seem like a social media issue, but in reality, it has serious economic consequences, and that is fake news. We'll explore how the spread of false information can harm businesses, disrupt markets, and even affect a country's financial stability. First of all, fake news can cause panic to the society. For example, a false rumor about a bank failing could cause customers to rush and withdraw money. This is called a bank run. Even stock market can crash if the investor react to fake financial news. This creates instability and causes foreign investors to pull out, harming our economic growth. Not only that, companies are also affected by this. A fake claim about a product being harmful can lead to customer boycotts, a drop in sales, and reputational damage. Even if the news is later proven false, the company may already suffer job losses or even shut down their company. So the damage is not just digital, it's very real. Fake news also confuse people about government policy. If false information spreads about things like taxes or fuel prices, the public may panic or protest. This slows down important economic plans, and the government has to waste time clarifying false news instead of focusing on real issues. Our tourism and international image can also suffer from this. If fake news about crime, disease, or instability spreads, it scares off tourists and foreign students. Investors may also think Malaysia is unsafe or unstable, which affects long-term growth. And to conclude that, fake news may start as a small post or message, but its impact can be massive. It threatens businesses, damages trust, wastes money, and weakens the economy.
Now, moving on to how to solve this problem. As an individual, we should take initiative to educate ourselves and remain vigilant before placing any blind trust. It is very important to verify any news or information we come across online before sharing it with others. By sharing unverified content is one of the easiest ways to spread misinformation. So, to confirm the accuracy of news or report that go viral on social media, we can use trusted fact-checking platforms such as portal called MyCheck Malaysia. Meanwhile, as a society and a community, we can organize a campaign to raise awareness about this issue across all generations. I believe this small step and effort can help open the public's eyes to the dangers of trusting without verification and discourage the spread of unverified information. We also must aware that just because something appears online doesn't mean it's true. Furthermore, we can also support older citizens in identifying misinformation. We know that older adults are often more vulnerable to misinformation due to limited digital literacy or unfamiliarity with how online content spread. So, if we can help them by teaching and guide them on how to check the source and use fact-checking websites, I believe a little guidance can make a big difference. Finally, on a broader level, it is the government's responsibility to take proactive steps in curbing and minimizing the spread of fake news. Firstly, the government can implement and enforce stricter laws. While it may sound a bit cliche, but by introducing clear penalties for spreading fake news can significantly reduce its spread. When the law is firm and well enforced, people are more likely to think twice before sharing unverified information. Next, as social media has been a part of everyone's daily life, including kids at school, the government can integrate media literacy in school curriculum. I believe it can help students learn from a very young age on how to assess online content, recognize misinformation, and building long-term resilience against fake news.